Delete what I said. I had a complete thing about what I deleted. Delete everything I said.
Gray,
yes,
our boy Mark, and obviously we can't forget Orlando.
Yes, sir.
Sorry we haven't been uploading a regular episode because, well, we've been busy.
Yeah.
Traveling and studying and taking tests and all that, but we're back. We're going to cover some finals, some football, definitely some soccer, and definitely the Knicks, KD, and the whole drama.
Yes, sir.
But before all that, how are you guys doing?
I'm great. I'm doing good. Life's been good. It's a blessing to be alive. That's how I feel about it.
Hell yeah. Luckily, there's a lot of good soccer going on with all the no sports right now, no football, no NBA. So
definitely some good soccer.
Yeah, I've been tuning into the Copa America. Pretty good games going on. I'm tuning into any Gold Cups, but I will tonight because I think USA plays.
Yeah, USA does play tonight.
So we'll see about that. Women's World Cup is going on as well. Some pretty good games. I watched Italy versus who did they play yesterday? China. That was a pretty good game, but Chinese could not finish at all. Yeah. But other than that, man, we're gonna hop into this right now. We're gonna do some shout outs because we had a little bet going on Twitter. So
we had a little, if you follow the Twitter page, which you should do, that Twitter page, Instagram page, like and subscribe to this video right now. Get that out of the way in the beginning, because some of y'all don't be sticking around. Like and subscribe. And we had a little tweet go out that said, first 10 people to retweet the tweet with a link to our latest video on the channel. You got a shout out on the channel. Just a list of people. We didn't even get 10 people. You lazy bitches. We got 5 people. Number 1, we got at Lowlife Matt. Number 2, we got at JRC2112. Number 3, we got at I'm him. I'm underscore him underscore 03.
Is that Miles? No.
And then number 4, we got Miles Jackson. And then number 5, we got
my boo thing.
My
fiance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
shout out.
Won't be the last time we do something like that. Please tune into the Twitter page. We're gonna have tweets like that coming out more and more often as time goes on.
Especially towards football season. We'll get closer. Definitely.
Exactly, Mundo.
I can't wait, bro.
That's my thing. So
count down the days, literally.
Yes 59 days to kick that ass.
59.
Oh man, I'm so ready. But other than that, man, we're gonna start with some football. Because Florida right now is on fire recruiting. They've got, I think, 4 or 5 commits in the past 5 days. So I'm going to go over them real quick. So today we got Antoine Powell, who is a DN/linebacker. He's 6'3", 234, 4-star.
Is he related to the other Powell?
I don't think so. No. I think he's from Virginia. So. Maybe. I don't know. Let us know. Now, we also got a 3-star cornerback, Finley Graham, from Pipeline, Lakeland, Florida. He's going to be playing that, like, Brandon James role.
Okay,
so
got you.
We needed that.
Definitely.
We flipped a commitment from Penn State, outside linebacker, 6'3", 235, 4-star linebacker, Derek Wingo. So very excited about that. Then we had a 3-star commit, 5'11", 175, cornerback from Barton Trail, Jacksonville. We're going to keep it going. We also flipped Lamar Goods, 4-star D-tackle from Kentucky. Because who the hell wants to go to Kentucky?
Great question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, those are it. We got 4 or 5. So we're solid right now. We have a top 5 class in the nation. For anybody that was saying them damn Mullen can't recruit, go suck a dick. Yes. And that's it. That's all I got to say. I'm going to leave it.
Go Gators.
Yes, sir.
Well, since the last time we recorded, the finals have ended. The Raptors did win in 6 games. That game was probably just the biggest roller coaster of emotions. We saw fucking, oh God. We saw Katie just, and we saw Klay Thompson tear his ACL. And
it's crazy.
Yeah.
They're gonna make a hell of a 30 for 30 on
I was about to
this series.
say. And what's crazy about that is I just saw Andre Iguodala. I don't know if it's in the chat.
Which one?
The Andre
Oh,
Iguodala
the
on.
Blackball the coach.
Yeah.
Coach Jackson.
That and he had a fracture in his leg,
Last
but
year.
they called it a bone bruise.
Yeah, against the Rockets last season.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he had a fracture in his leg, but they were putting out to the media that it was a bone bruise. So everybody was looking at him sideways, and he was like, "Yeah, it's like the Warriors." Like he's basically saying that the Warriors are like it's not their first time doing that, like forcing players out before they're ready, which to me is just like very bad, and almost confirms that KD's like out of there. Like I don't think KD wants anything to do with that.
I wouldn't want to come back.
After.
Of course not.
That,
No.
I don't think that's.
I mean, I don't know what their money situation is, but if they pay KD the most that they can pay, like they max him out, can they give Clay that much money too?
Yeah. Did you hear about the loophole that they found? Because they're moving to San Francisco.
Because they're getting money through their arena.
Yeah.
They pretty much made an arena for rich people. They have so many like nice booths, and I didn't see that.
Do some luxury tax.
I think they got really lucky too, because Clay didn't get all NBA, so they don't have to give him that 30 extra million.
But Clay did say that if they don't offer him the 5-year, $190 million contract, he might go to the Clippers. So
That would be insane. I don't see them. I think they're gonna make sure they lock.
Oh, yeah,
They're gonna make sure
It's
they
Clay
lock.
Thompson. They got to. So
if they don't, then
they're stupid.
But yeah,
He's one of the best shooters in the league.
Yeah, I'm about to say of all time. Like this, you gotta lock him down. Especially if you feel like you're gonna lose KD, you gotta lock down Clay. But yeah, the finals ended. Kawhi Leonard was crowned Finals MVP. He's now the third player of all time to have Finals MVP for two different teams, joining Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James. Yeah, and then I mean now it's just the free agency game. Kawhi Leonard's probably gonna stay.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man. When it comes to him, he's just such a weird person that you don't know.
You
Like,
can't read
we
him at
won't
all,
know.
bro.
Yeah, you
can't
can't.
read him.
And you won't know till it literally happens, till he puts his name next to the X. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
he declined his player option, but I just think that was just so he gets the most money.
Most money,
Yeah. Especially after what he saw with KD and Clay.
The thing is, he's got to look at his team and be like, all right, how long is Gasol gonna be good? How long is Ibaka gonna be good? If I sign a 4 or 5 year deal here, I'm stuck here with
Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He can't predict who he's gonna be playing with in the next few years. So
that's true.
he's gonna at least look at the Clippers and look at a bunch of other teams and have those meetings that those big superstars have.
Yeah, and guess who has a meeting with Kawhi Leonard? The New York Knicks.
The Knicks.
Yeah, we have a meeting. We scored a meeting with Kawhi Leonard, but we're a toxic franchise that can't land any free agents, and you know.
Don't put that
I
on
mean,
your team, bro.
they got the money to do
I
it.
don't know. I'm just saying what I've heard. I know what we're capable
They
of.
got
but
the money to do it.
Before we get into that, what else? Any other free agency stuff? I mean, today
there's some crazy shit going on with the Rockets. Apparently they did have beef. They don't have beef. Now they would want to trade for. They want Jimmy Butler to sign the contract with Philly so they can trade for him.
I don't get that. I don't get why a team would willingly let a player sign if they know that he's gonna he's gonna
It's
request
so
a
they
trade.
get something back for him.
I mean, yeah, they get assets, but at that point, it's just like fuck you. Like you just go.
It never
Business is business.
usually happens that way.
Yeah.
Because then Jimmy would have to sign a lesser contract when he could just negotiate his contract to whatever he wants it to be.
Exactly. I guess I'm thinking from like a player that's.
And I mean, he doesn't owe the Sixers anything. It was
Right.
just a 1 year plan,
Yeah.
1 year rental.
We didn't win. I tried my best. Ben Simmons still can't shoot. I'm out of here.
And I mean, it's crazy to think about because if it wasn't for that one quiet shot, maybe the Sixers could have won the championship, and then we're talking about a whole different story.
Because they were the only team to take the Raptors. Well, was it 7? Yeah, only team to take the Raptors 7. Every other series is done before 7. So,
Yeah.
and if the injuries still happen in the finals, I think the Sixers got that. But, I mean, I don't think Jimmy Butler on the Rockets is going to work unless they do what I think they're going to do and just blow it up, which it looks like they're trying to do. Just blow the whole shit up. They get everybody out that's not named James Harden or Chris Paul.
Apparently they're talking about sending Clint Capella over to Philly. Also sending, Eric Gordon and...
I saw Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker.
Tucker.
PJ, yeah.
But I'm like, why would Philly accept that when they have Embiid?
Because
Because they have centers.
Well, Capella's smaller. He can play the 4. He's
Yeah.
he's not as big as Embiid. He's
Well,
more
I
of a finesse type. He doesn't play defense that way either. He's just a great offensive option for them.
Yeah.
So I guess when they go big,
Yeah.
It'll be a long ass team.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons, Embiid, and him. But at the same time, like,
Well, then they would have to lock up Redick because they need the 3-point shooting.
Yeah, 'cause
That's what wins playoffs games. At the end of the day.
It'll
Reddick
be
better
ugly.
stay. If Reddick don't stay, that Sixers team is looking bad, especially if Jimmy Butler is
Yeah.
out of there, and Tobias Harris. Yeah, no,
They're
that
both
would be
out of
shitty for
there.
them.
Definitely out of there.
You think so?
I think Jimmy's definitely gone. I think Tobias is going too.
I don't know about. I think Tobias might be
think-
the one guy that they do.
Yeah.
That they
I think they
get back.
if Jimmy's definitely gone, I think they'll might be able to convince Tobias to stay.
Hold on.
But because I don't even know where Tobias would go. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
like where would he go to where he's gonna make more money?
And it's true.
I mean,
And
but
he's gonna have as good of a
there
chance.
are,
to
there are
win.
always those low market teams that just need to spend their money and they'll
That's
just
true.
splurge out on. They need somebody, so they'll
Like
splurge out.
Memphis.
Yes.
Like when the Kings bought all those terrible old players.
Yeah,
Remember that they bought Zebo and they got I don't remember who else.
Zebo. They
he used
got
to be so good though.
yeah. Zebo
He was, but he was old and banged up, and the Kings just splurged for
But
no
nothing
reason.
was worse than the trade between the Nets and the Celtics when they got all those
Oh, yes.
old ass
I
players
mean-
washed.
That's true, but now let's compare what
Now,
5 years later.
Yeah, looking at
Who's
it now,
looking at who's in a better position 5 years later? So that just tells you what Danny Ainge has really messed up because it was championship or bust last year when they had Kyrie.
Well, Danny
Yeah.
Ainge had got all these picks and don't want to spend them. It's just stupid as hell.
I mean-
Do you think the city of Boston gave up on Kyrie too early? I was thinking about that earlier.
He's another one of those weird people that you
He's
never know
just-
how he's feeling, and he
That's
just
true.
hated the Boston as a town. He just didn't like playing for
I
them.
feel like he thought that he was like a LeBron. He wanted his own team. He was with a bunch of young people, and he realized like, damn, this shit's not easy.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. Like, I feel like as soon as the playoffs are over, Boston was just like, yeah, get Kyrie the fuck out of here. And so when he's like a top 5 point guard in the league,
Apparently, him and Tatum were meshing good together.
too.
And
You
it
can
was
see that.
it was a problem with Tatum being pissed because they were paying Gordon Hayward more than him, and Gordon Hayward just came off a big injury and wasn't even playing that great. So it was just like it was a mix of everything.
Yeah.
And the team chemistry was bad. The coaches isn't keeping everybody on lock. And he just wants out. He
And
wants
they
out.
forced Gordon Hayward, and I heard that was a big problem with him too. Like how Gordon wasn't ready, but Brad Stevens coached Gordon in
Yeah,
college.
they're boys.
Yeah, and Brad was
Of course,
like, "Nah,
yeah.
get Gordon the fuck out of there." Like
That's like in high school or in AAU when the dad is the coach of the team and his son's he wants him to be the star player. That's
Yeah.
literally the same situation.
Yeah.
Like of course you're gonna give him all the PT.
Gordon looked bad out there, and I think it cost them a lot. I think if they just kept the squad that they were running with and kept Gordon out, maybe into the postseason,
He would have been a great six man. Just
yeah,
For real.
off the bench.
Shoot.
Leave Tatum, let him get his minutes and get his shots, and maybe it would have been a different situation.
One thing, Jaylen Brown fell off bad.
Yeah, he did a little
He fell
bit.
off
I mean,
bad.
he's still like 22 though, so it's
Yeah,
not
that's
like,
true.
They're
it's
all
not a
still
big.
young.
Yeah, they're young, but like it's just when you saw his rookie season and then last season, it's just like
Yeah.
what happened. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
yeah. I mean, he's still solid on defense. I just think the chemistry was just fucked. Like
Yeah.
I think the locker room was just broken from like around February on. I think the locker room was just broken.
I mean,
Yeah.
especially when you see what's his name, Marcus Morris. When you need him to make big shots to keep you in games, like that's
Yeah.
how you can see that
And we were supposed to
something's
say
not
that
right.
they
And
were the Warriors killers that summer before, and Marcus Morris is the one that's keeping.
and when Al Horford, he's like the main piece of that team, one of the most important pieces to that team. Says I'm out this year.
Al Horford gonna get paid again.
Yeah, he's gonna get.
Yeah.
Like big pay.
He's looking. He wants 4-year, 100.
Mhm.
He might get
Someone's
it.
gonna give it to him.
yeah.
He'll be a good fit with Memphis.
If the Rockets lose Capella and they move all
Yeah.
the pieces and open up cap space, they might be able to convince him to sign to whatever they can give him. Might not be off fucking 4
That's
years,
where-
$100 million, because Chris Paul is on that absurd contract. But
But so did Capella. Capella made him bank.
that's
Yeah,
true.
he is.
Like, if you're an NBA player, just go to Houston. They'll pay you.
What is it?
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like CP3, think about it. CP3 getting paid $40 million a year. And he's like 33.
Yeah, like he'll in his 30s, like he'll be what 36, 30, 37 years old, be making $40 million to play basketball. and I know these are gonna sound like Rice Krispies every fucking game, bro.
I'm missing Rice Krispies.
Yeah, he's if you want him fresh and good in the playoffs, you got to play 55, 60 games max
Exactly.
in the regular season. Otherwise, he's gonna be banged up in the postseason.
Meanwhile, James Harden is literally every possession of every single game averaging 36. And, oh my God, 30 on every single team in the NBA.
Then get to the playoffs and just.
I mean, that's why they didn't win though, because
Exactly.
he's ISO every single play. James Harden's ISO, just ball in my hand. I'm not even gonna look to pass. I'm not gonna look to anything. He's just.
And then you missed 27 straight threes. Of
27.
That's D'Antoni,
It's
though.
ridiculous.
That's literally D'Antoni.
Yeah,
Like,
he
that's-
lets him free. He lets him do whatever he wants.
Can't do that, bro.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
But by Sixers, where do you think Brook Lopez is going to end up?
I need him on the Lakers.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the Lakers
Brook
might be
back
paying for
with
him.
the Lakers? Nah. They already tried that before.
They're going to get
He
Brook
didn't-
Lopez in
he
the
didn't-
end.
He doesn't play defense though. He's just.
We don't need defense. We need shooters. We got defense
Nah.
now. We got enough
You
defense.
Need points.
They need an Al Horford more than a Brook.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to pay all her for
That's-
$40 million.
Yeah, they get he's
I
gonna be
mean-
3 on 5 every game.
Yeah.
Only three, all three of them get paid $120
7
million.
people on the team.
Honestly, these are the people that I want. I want D'Lo. I definitely want D'Lo.
Okay.
I want Brook Lopez. What's the little young buck from? Oh man, what's his name? I want Patrick Beverly, him too.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, if that guy with the Lakers would be nasty.
Damn, I forgot the name.
Uber?
He plays for Bucks.
Rodman?
Yeah, that's what. No, I mean no, never mind. Miritich. I want
Miritich, oh, yeah,
Miritich.
that's
That's what I want.
I was gonna say I think y'all just gonna get Pat Bev, Trevor Ariza,
Terrorism is nice. I like it.
Miritich, and maybe JJ Redick.
We
I
need
think
shooters.
Redick would be great.
Definitely
for the
need
Lakers.
shooters.
Like if you get Brook Lopez, you need a Redick.
Yeah.
Have two
But
guys who can shoot
Lakers.
threes really well.
Bro, why no? J.R. Smith, bro.
No, please.
What happened?
They
He's
signed
supposed to sign with the Lakers.
Hell yeah.
Why
Bro,
not?
Hell yeah.
No,
Why not?
bro.
Any God. Any God.
He'll be a
Get
garbage,
him another
garbage
ring.
time type
You just
guy.
gotta stop smoking, bro.
He's not gonna start.
I don't need him to play at all. I don't want him on my
He'll be-
payroll.
10-minute.
So he can come
10
in,
to
and,
15
so he
minutes.
can come in and think we're up and throw it
Any
over there.
God.
Bro, that
Any
dude
God.
always. And now he's going to damn California.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he gonna be high
I
as
mean,
fuck.
he'll be high
He gonna be
regardless.
high as shit.
Yeah, but now he's gonna be high as fuck, like Snoop.
Get him another ring. Get him another ring. I need JR to have as many rings as he can before he retires.
I fuck with JR though.
I fuck with JR heavy, bro.
As long as you stay focused, I'm cool. You know? Please stay focused, bro. Please, for me, stay focused.
Please, bro.
Every practice.
Please. Please stay focused, bro.
Do y'all think it's crazy how like the NBA is like at war right now? All the teams are trying to like do whatever they can to make their team as best as they can. Like the Thunder even put out like, yo, anybody,
It's
what-
free
if
agency,
you're
bro.
not Paul George or if you're not Westbrook, we'll trade anybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
I told people, I was like, bro, this, like, every single team in the NBA is going to try to get some sort of hat in this free agency, bro.
Yeah,
Free
bro.
agency's too stacked for them not to
It's
try.
this year is crazy. Like
At least try.
it's crazy this year, yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially with the Raptors winning without having a big three and like having the main pieces to win. They just had a bunch of good pieces.
Mhm.
And now teams are like, oh, that's all we need is a bunch of good pieces. All right, let's
Yeah.
trade it. Let's get our team right.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's trying to bite what the Raptors did.
Yeah.
They're like, shoot, if that's what it takes to win a championship, all right, cool.
And they know that the Warriors are kind of like out of there. And especially if KD's out of there, they know that the Warriors
That's it.
are
It's-
occupying the
it feels
finals
like-
every year now.
It's wide open next year. That's
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, so they're like,
That's
hey,
it.
we need to get our
You know?
next dynasty popping because
Yes.
the next 4 years could
That's-
be ours.
That's what
Strike
makes
it now.
the NBA really, really exciting. It's just like dominoes right now. Like
Yeah.
everybody's just scrambling players, and you randomly pick your piece, and hopefully you have a good match.
So, my next question now would be, where does Kawhi go? Where does Kawhi?
And his uncle's annoying, but he's been saying that LA. So I think the Clippers are gonna do what they have to, man. They got Jerry West, Doc Rivers,
Look
and
at
they
the
got
damn Clippers.
they
bro.
got Ballmer, and they're just gonna.
But think about it. I was listening to, I think, Stephen A. talk about it this morning. And he was like LeBron and Kawhi in the same arena, like, almost every night. Like, that rivalry would be legendary. That would be the best rivalry that the Lakers and the Clippers have ever had. Like, that's the most competitive that those two would be.
I mean, we know that he's not gonna want to play with LeBron. He's not going to.
No, he's not going to.
And they don't have the money to pay him unless they do some trades. Anyways, that's what they were trying to trade stuff to get maybe Kyrie.
You know, we could have money to sign him if Anthony Davis opts out of his like $4 million.
Yeah.
Which could happen.
It's not gonna happen, dude.
No, it is. It is.
If Kawhi tells you, I'll go to your team. You're telling me the Lakers want to be like, yo, Anthony Davis, fuck the damn $4 million. We'll pay you $200 million for the next 5 years.
Like,
you wouldn't take that shit?
I mean, they might, but at the same time, he just joined that team on a rental type deal. He don't even know if that's where he want to play the rest of his career. Like that's what we're thinking, but we don't actually know.
Players just have that little $4 million on there just so they don't get traded to where they don't want to go. Like if they get traded to somewhere they don't want to go, they're like, all right, like give me my $4 million. But if he wants to win and he wants to be in LA, which I think he does want to win, and they tell him, yo, we could possibly get better players to play with you guys if you just negate that little $4 million. We'll get it back to you. LeBron will write you a check after you guys win the championship.
So, bro, he's a damn billionaire.
Yeah,
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I found this is what I was looking for. So there's a complete the Lakers starting 5. We have sections for $5. You have $10 to build a team.
Okay.
And the $5 you got Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, and Klay Thompson. $4 you got Jimmy Butler, D'Lo, and Kemba Walker. $3 you got Chris Middleton, Tobias Harris, Malcolm Brogdon. $2, Brook Lopez, Rajon Rondo, Danny Green, and $1 you got Seth Curry, DeMarcus Cousins, and Pat Beverly.
So these are all free agents at this point too?
Yeah. These are all free agents.
$10, you said.
Yeah, $10. What would be your team?
I think if Boogie can take a low,
So you got
low
LeBron and
contract,
AD already. You got LeBron and AD already. Okay, got you.
And Kuzma.
And Kuzma. Okay. I'm gonna definitely start off with. I'm gonna take Pat Bev. So I got $9 left. Okay.
I'll probably take that too.
I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna go. I like Middleton for some reason. I don't know why. I like Middleton. And
Got 6 left.
I'm gonna take Clay.
Mm-hmm.
And shit. I just fuck my whole math up. Never mind.
No, you have $1 left.
I got one left. Okay.
Yeah, after you take Clay, you have $1 left. So
Okay. Give me Seth.
Oh dang!
I
He
don't
said,
want.
"Fuck Boogie."
I don't want. I'm good, bro. I'm good with Boogie. After what I saw.
I'll probably take Pat Bev, Kyrie,
That's 6.
and Tobias Harris.
Pat Bev and Kyrie.
Yeah, Pat Bev off the bench.
I guess.
He's gonna get a lot of fouls anyways.
That's true. Yeah.
He gonna come in there and fuck somebody
Yeah, I'm
up.
about to say slap somebody. First play of the season is gonna
Like
be slap
2000.
somebody.
Like 2011 Mavs. I don't know who that ball guy was, but he just went in there and fucked LeBron up.
Yeah, boy.
Damn,
LeBron did some shit that year, bro. I
Yeah,
don't
Bruce
know what.
Bowen. Oh no, Bruce Bowen. That was Bruce Bowen's role, just to fuck people up.
I don't know who it was, bro. I don't know if he was bald and he went in there and mollywalked
They
the
were
fuck
like-
out of LeBron.
I think he was like on his way out of his career too. Like they were like, yeah, you only got like 2 years left. Yo,
So honestly, just win a ring and
Hit-
fuck LeBron up. I
hit-
think his
hit
name
him.
was like Scalabrine or something, right?
Brian Scalabrine.
Scalabrine.
That's the Scala Bryan.
Scala Brian. I'll take Clay, Jimmy, and Pat Bev.
Hold on, let me see it. I just thought about what I just did. I completely did it completely backwards, but it's
I would take D'Lo, Brook Lopez, Pat Bev, and Danny Green. Shooters and defenders.
Yes.
all right. Scratch what I said out. Delete what I said. I had to completely think about what I just did. Yeah,
All that
just
shit.
delete. I delete everything I said. So I'm gonna start off with Pat Bev. Pat Bev can just LeBron's gonna be the primary guard handler, so
Right.
he doesn't need. They don't really need like a point guard. So Pat Bev can just lock up any guard in the league. I would say that. So I'm gonna take Pat Bev.
Low key.
Yeah.
He
Pat
even
Bev.
got Kevin Durant's head.
Yeah, for real. So I got.
You know, he dropped him from 38 points to 35.
I mean, no, that's
I'm
still.
kidding.
That still hurts.
He did his
So-
thing. He did his
They
thing.
went to 6 games versus
Nah,
the
Didn't
Bucks.
KD literally drop like 60 the next game?
So,
like,
yeah.
So,
He did a little bit though. So Pat Bev, I love Clay. I don't know why. I fuck with Clay. It's heavy. So Clay, and then
Pat Bev Clay.
Pat Bev Clay, and I like
You got $4 left.
4. Let's go Middleton. That's gonna complete my starting five.
Middleton already said that he's gonna stay with the Bucks. They're just trying to figure out the numbers.
I think Middleton stays.
He's gonna stay,
Yeah.
unless the Bucks are like, we're gonna give you this amount, and he's like, what? Y'all skimping the sack like that?
Yeah.
Nah.
And he's out of there. Yo, just side note before we get into it. Melo, man. Come on, man. They got
Listen, bro. Listen,
They got
listen,
Melo, man.
listen.
I
Melo.
Nah, bro, slipping.
Listen, bro. Melo, that wasn't Melo. I'm sticking to it. That's not Melo.
I saw Greg
Melo,
defend him
Bro, his
Melo,
tattoos
bro.
were in
He
there.
said-
I don't give a fuck who think that's Photoshop.
He said he had
All
no-
that shit's Photoshop.
He
Bro.
said he had
It
no
wasn't Melo.
resemblance. I was like,
Black
bro,
men
that's
don't
not
cheat.
Melo.
Black men don't cheat ever.
He
Yeah,
said
so-
it was bullshit because like
It was bullshit
how can you
because-
say I'm cheating when I'm
Because it
just
wasn't
saying-
him. That's why. That's why it's bullshit. It wasn't him. So
Well, he's
black
saying-
men
I
don't
mean,
cheat.
He's
Black
just,
men don't
he's
cheat.
just there, like
It wasn't him.
He said the husband was
Photoshop.
there on the boat too.
yeah.
Photoshop. I need
mean,
to see
that's
forensic
literally what
evidence. I need fingerprints. I
Bro.
need forensic hardcore. Like you can go to court with proof, evidence that it was
I'm on
Melo.
a boat with
I
you.
don't want 3 blurred pictures of him
No,
on a boat with some female.
It
I
can
want
still,
hardcore.
It literally could still be him.
It's not him. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It can still like.
I see. It's not
So
him.
me and Ed are good friends. I'm on a boat with him
Okay.
and his wife.
Okay.
And Ed went inside to get freaking some waters or some
Okay.
shit. And I'm just standing out talking to his girl.
Okay.
And someone passes by and takes a picture.
That's good. You know,
I'm
that's,
cheating?
that's,
You know
that's
what I
their,
mean?
that's their job. You know, that's their job to make up shit. So
Exactly.
you know, exactly.
So,
So,
like this, I
so
call
he didn't do
bullshit
anything.
too.
Yeah.
But you know how
And
the
if it
Twitter
was him,
world works.
it wasn't him. So.
You know how the Twitter world works. All them comments stack up and then
Oh, of course.
starts all the bullshit.
So she was
Melo, you know, that wasn't you. Fuck it.
Yeah,
it was Melo, man.
We got you,
Melo.
dog.
So 2 big news today. KD opted out of his contract.
Yeah,
And now
like,
he's
like
got
all them
ownership
Heat
in it.
players should do, but they won't. Because fuck it, I'm gonna keep my money.
Yeah.
Fuck it, bro. You gave it to me.
Like
Miami
Savage.
Whiteside's like, if I opt out, shit, they're gonna just give me a minimum
I'm not
contract of
going anywhere.
1.5 million instead of
Nobody-
30. Shit,
Ain't
I'm
nobody
gonna
gonna
stay.
sign me. But
Right.
also, Marc Gasol is exercising his what the fuck you call it?
Play option.
His player option for 25.6, and he's going to be returning to the Raptors.
Yeah,
No
ain't nobody.
shit.
Ain't nobody.
Who will give you more than 25 million a year? Like who's gonna do this?
Exactly, that's why players do that shit.
Shit? Smart.
I don't know. Let's see what else going on.
Take that 25 and go home.
Wojnarowski.
Wow. Like Eddie said,
What
Kevin Durant has declined his player option and will enter the free agency.
Good astronomy.
Everybody and their mama texted me when the injury happened and said, no. KD's staying. He's going to exercise his player option, stay and get his max contract next season and just get paid to sit on the bench. Really? That's funny. Because I remember coming on this podcast to tell y'all that wasn't going to happen. And guess what the fuck happened? KD said, I'm not going to stay. That's crazy to me. And what are what are the likely places he's gonna go?
New York.
Nets
Oh,
or
you said New York.
in general.
Like any New York.
Like New York,
Nets or
Knicks.
Knicks.
Yeah. You said New York Knicks, right?
Me?
Yeah, you said
I
New
just
York.
said, I just said New York, like city wise.
No, yeah, I mean, but that's what you saw?
Yeah.
Those are the two favorites for now, yeah.
Like Brooklyn or New York. I meant New York as a state. That's it. I don't know.
It's happening. Fuck your t-shirts. But you know what? I just be on my Twitter @MusicByPharaoh. When it happens, I'm going to be
I'm staying on my phone, bro.
ignorant for the next 2-3 seasons
Oh shit.
because
I thought the week. Damn.
November 6th, 2018, I tweeted, and that's around the beginning of the season, right? I tweeted Kevin Durant would be a New York Knick. I received 10 DMs saying that I was crazy, that I needed a drug test, I was on crack. It would never happen. The Knicks are going to get Marcus Morris
I
and
didn't
Terry
personally go to
Rozier.
that extent.
And then a few months later, the trade deadline, Kristaps Porzingis says he wants to be traded, and he gets sent to the Dallas Mavericks. I got clowned
Which is
all day.
nice.
I shed a tear. I thought it was over for the Knicks. I didn't know what was going on, and I learned that opened up 2 max contracts, and that KP was going to demand a max contract, which he's planning to get from the Dallas Mavericks. They're going to give him what?
5 years, 150.
Yeah, they gonna get his back.
Yeah, they're gonna throw him back, which they should. You know, have a little white duo. Him and Doncic. You can be the next Steve Nash and Dirk, but bigger and better.
That's just gonna be nasty.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I might have to get my NBA League Pass. Bro.
Yeah.
Just to watch the Pelicans in Dallas, see what they do.
That's gonna be nice.
Okay.
I hope KP comes back and he's nice. You know, all blessing KP. He said he misses New York. You know, we don't miss you, but we're glad how things happen. I hope you end up great. We have shooters in Latvia, obviously, but moving on from that, now Kevin Durant is in New York talking about free agency destinations, and he has declined his player option. He is now unrestricted free agent coming this Sunday.
Yes, sir.
When it happens, I don't want to hear shit.
When what happens?
When Kevin Durant signs his name on the dotted line for the New York Knicks.
It's not Brooklyn. It's not gonna
Never.
be Brooklyn.
Never.
All right, so let me chime in right there where you just said that.
Never.
What I heard. All right, so Kyrie and him are good friends. They're buddy, and Kyrie has got a deal with Rock Nation. That's who his agent's through now.
Word.
And he has said that like he's been meeting with KD in New York and telling him, "Yo, let's take it to the Nets," because apparently they're both going to either the Nets or the Knicks. That's what I've been hearing. Is that they're both it's both or none, and they both teams got the money to do it. So I don't know. Right now I've been hearing that he's been trying to convince him to go to the Nets because Kyrie wants to go more to the Nets than the Knicks. And Nolan, I know y'all. I hope y'all saw that
There's
shit.
Dolan, and then he's trying to figure out what's going on with KD. And
So that's basically what they're talking about.
hold on,
Apparently, James Dolan
But then
is on crack.
Yeah, I mean, but then somebody called in and on his show and actually brought up a good point that maybe it's just because he wants KD to have the best doctors so that he's right, like he gets his ankle back to what it's supposed to be.
What does that mean, Mark?
No, I mean
he got money. He takes care of his players.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So he wants to see the medical reports to see. All right, this is how bad
This
his ankle is. No matter what, I'm gonna get the best doctors to come in and get him right.
James Dolan, you're 64 years old. As a Knicks fan, I'm waiting on you to die. I can't wait for the next owner to come in. No one wants you. No one likes you. We told you in your own arena, in your face, to sell the team. He hasn't been paying taxes on Madison Square Garden the entire time he's been the owner of the Knicks. He hasn't paid one tax because of some sort of loophole in the system. You rich fuck. You're making all this money off Madison Square Garden, sitting on it, not paying taxes. Fuck you, James Dolan. You're 64 years old. You look 80. Die.
Damn.
And he did the most piece of shit thing where he said, "All right, I'm willing to maybe put the team in the market and sell them." Somebody put in a bid for like $5 or $6 billion. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
And he said, no, I'm not gonna sell them actually. Like, what the fuck's the point of that?
Yeah.
Why would you excite the fans that
Used to be a
Ben
bitch.
wants you out? And at the same time, I feel like other team owners don't really mess with the fan base and mess with the like when it comes like to the Heat. Mickey Arison, he lets Pat handle all the stuff with the players. He doesn't fuck with how the players are gonna get signed and stuff. You let the front office do their thing, man. And I don't understand why he has to open his mouth and mess stuff up all the time.
Because James Dolan is a fucking idiot. But past all that, when Kevin Durant signs to the New York Knicks, they're not going to the Nets. Because at this point, we're talking about history, right? I had been said this, and from the beginning of the whole time when I said Kevin Durant's coming to New York, my number one reasoning was Kevin Durant wants to cement his legacy in the NBA. Right now, his legacy is joined a 73-9 team and won 2 rings, didn't even 3-peat. If he is able to go to the New York Knicks and bring them a ring after all the turmoil and bullshit they've been through, that will cement his legacy.
That'll definitely fix it. But he could do the same thing with the Nets. Bring a chip to the Nets. They never won anything.
It wouldn't feel like bringing one to the Mecca when they haven't had that feeling. And
right, I got it. It'll look better with the Knicks, but it's still the same shit. The Nets haven't done anything. I don't think ever. At least y'all won once.
In the 70s, yeah.
In
No,
the 70s.
well, at least the Nets. I mean, no.
They made it to the finals with Kidd and back in the early 2000s.
I don't-
Julius Erving played for the Nets, and I don't know if he won a ring or not.
I don't know too much about that.
Dr. J played for the Nets. Fuck the Nets. Like, they're still the New Jersey Nets to me. They're still, I mean, I don't give a fuck if they're in Brooklyn and the Barclays Center. I don't give a damn, honestly. Jay-Z not part of y'all no more. That was the only reason I fuck with y'all in the first place. Kevin Durant was signed to Rock Nation when he signed with the Golden State Warriors. So all you niggas are telling me, oh, Kyrie signed to Rock Nation. That means he's going to Brooklyn Nets. Do your research, because it's not happening. Kyrie Irving said...
Well, Kyrie's also from Jersey, so that's why he wants to go to the
born in
Nets.
Brooklyn. But Kyrie Irving also said, and this is why you can't take anything he said for. Kyrie Irving is the most flip-floppy motherfucker ever. And he reminds me of another player that we're going to get into later. Neymar, fuck you. God, I don't ever wish injury on people, but damn, I'm so close to hoping your leg snaps. But,
God damn.
It's funny you say that because I'm a Paris fan. Like, I love PSG. I loved them since Ibra first joined them, went back 2013, 2012.
Yeah.
And I'm how often do you guys feel when you lose your best player on your team? Like, you feel like, fuck, man, we lost our best player. I actually don't even feel that way.
No, because y'all have
I'm like,
good.
good.
Yeah.
Get that cancerous player out of here. With that money that we're going to have, they're going to be able to sign better players to help them be in a better position for Champions League. Get that dramatic player out of here.
But Kyrie Irving, you had the nerve, the gall to say you want the Nets over the Knicks because you want a winning infrastructure. You're leaving the Boston Celtics. Your team, without you, went to the Eastern Conference Finals the year before. You get there, you shoot like shit, you choke in the playoffs, you do trash. You are a big part of the reason you guys lose. And then you leave to go to the Nets, the first second round knockout, because you like the winning infrastructure. Kyrie, if you don't sign with the New York Knicks, I'm already
I don't know how much Knicks fans would want him.
I'm already on the fuck Kyrie train. If he signs with the Knicks, it's like halfway fuck Kyrie until he's not a Knick no more. But if he doesn't sign with the Knicks, and definitely if he signs with the Nets, fuck Kyrie.
If he signs with the Knicks, he'll definitely have to win over the fans little by little.
First you come from Boston and then you want to talk shit about a winning infrastructure. Bro.
Because I was seeing on ESPN radio they were talking about him, and he left Cleveland because he didn't want to play there anymore, and he almost wanted to leave before LeBron even came back because he didn't like Dion, he didn't like the coach, blah blah, and then LeBron came, they won a championship. He didn't like playing with LeBron, he wants his own team. He went to the Celtics, and now he left the Celtics, and they're saying pretty much like a lot of times when you say that you're with a bunch of bad roommates, oftentimes you're the bad roommate, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
If it happens over and over and over again, you're the bad roommate. So I feel like...
Yeah, Chris Steele.
That's a fact. Fuck Chris Steele.
Other than that,
but
if you transfer Florida, I will kill you.
Saying that, I don't know how much the Knicks would want a Kyrie. I mean...
No, we want him. We'll take him.
For his numbers, right.
But Kyrie, it's like Shannon Sharp said, it's like he was avoiding drama with when you're with LeBron, there's always drama. It's LeBron. It's a fucking
best player ever.
Yeah, it's fucking
It is the
LeBron.
best player ever. Sorry,
I was about to say yeah.
best player ever.
Not doing that today, but
Alright. But like he wanted to avoid the drama. But now he is the center of drama. Like in the NBA, he is literally everything is surrounding him. All the news is surrounding him.
The only reason I say that it's gonna work out on the Knicks and why it worked out on Cleveland is because Kyrie respects LeBron as a player. I don't think Kyrie respected anybody on that Celtics team other than Al Horford.
And him and his coach didn't mesh together. Him and Stevens, he literally would call him out in press conferences like, we played like this over and over against this team and the same things happen. You know, how are you not going to change the way that the team's getting coached if the same things happen against the same team and the same results? Like,
Right.
Exactly.
So I think that's a big thing, and I think if you went to the Knicks, at least you have Fizdale, where he's not that type of coach. Like he will not have problems with his players. He's a player coach.
Yeah, and like I said,
but Fizdale don't play no shit either.
No,
that's
of
true.
course not.
Fizdale will take you off the court.
He's like, alright, you want to talk back? Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Give me
Put
your
Dennis
jersey.
in. Oh yeah, put Dennis Smith in. But
He'll probably put a
He
grandma out
comes
of his
from
damn
the
family.
Pat Riley tree, where you can't learn from anybody better than that, and he's a great coach.
So, but now, you're a Knicks fan, bro. So we're gonna have to do like a bet or something. You already got a bet with Seabass.
Yep. 2 Hondan. All
So
5.
if all 5s,
Oh,
crispy 5s,
Crispy.
Seabass, you're not
Straight
leaving.
out the bank,
You're not
bro.
leaving yet. So we're gonna catch your ass.
Warm from the printer.
If the Knicks don't sign KD or Kyrie,
Mhm.
what are you going to do?
Cry. Probably. Probably a little bit.
Depends on the
you
series.
be honest.
Like for a couple weeks, yeah, and then probably not watch much of the season.
Dude, it's not.
I
it won't be that bad because
No, I mean,
they have RJ Barrett. They'll have the money to buy somebody. So if they get the right pieces,
I'll watch a little bit, but honestly, I don't think the Knicks are gonna get anybody. I don't think they're gonna go out of their way to give money to somebody that they don't need to. If they don't get KD, Kyrie, or somehow pull off Kawhi, I don't think they're gonna or Clay or somebody. I don't think they're gonna just give money to somebody. Like I don't think they're gonna give max dollars to Julius Randle or Marcus Morris or Terry
obviously
Rozier.
not. But
I don't think they're
with
gonna
the
get them.
way the NBA's rules and how everything's laid out, you have to give the money to
That's
somebody.
true.
So, best case scenario, maybe they'll break it up into 1-year deals with a bunch of decent players.
Yeah.
Right? They might get a Tobias Harris, pay him $20 for 1 year. They might get a Terry Rozier, pay him $15 million for 2 years, something like that.
Yeah.
They'll have to do something.
I wouldn't mind Terry Rozier in the Knicks.
I don't think so
I would.
either.
I don't like him.
You
But
want
He's great off the bench.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
great off the bench, but I mean, I feel like him and Dennis Smith are like almost in the same boat
Yeah,
as
they do
far as
play.
development.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they play kind of like
Yeah. So
Same place.
I guess you just keep.
exactly. I just keep Dennis Smith and maybe be asked for another season. And the way the draft lottery is now,
If
you
they
even have to
if
be
they could
super
somehow
asked.
get Al Horford, that would be great for the Knicks. Him and Mitch next to each
Yeah.
other, and he learned from one of the best.
Exactly.
That'd be a good move.
Who knows?
We'll
but
see.
all I know
We'll
is
see.
Kevin Durant is coming.
It's all coming.
I mean,
it all starts in 4 days.
They got a plan.
4 or
They're-
5 days.
Yeah, Sunday is when free
But
agency
it's
starts.
Oh wow.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, it's not
Sunday.
gonna say happen.
It's gonna happen in a week or two because that's just how the free agency goes. KD's gonna have his meetings with every team. Well, he said he's not gonna do it like before he joined the Golden State, where he had literally meetings with 7 teams. He's probably just like 3 or 4 or 5 teams, probably. Clippers, Lakers, Nets,
I
Knicks.
think he's just Nets. And
I think
That's
he's already
nice.
had his meetings.
that's it.
I think like low key. I think he's already.
You'll
had his
have Golden State will have his meeting. They'll have their
Yeah, he'll have a meeting with Golden
Fuck
State.
Golden State.
And he'll be like, y'all niggas
I'm
broke
so
my
damn-
leg.
But that's the thing that's so crazy because KD's kind of like Kyrie. How he might wake up tomorrow, get a text or a phone call from Curry and be like, Curry will be like, "Yo, let's keep it together. Let's keep what we got going together. Let's keep trying to win these championships and stack them up." And maybe KD will feel like, "Yeah, I'm risking it pretty big if I go to the Knicks. I don't recover like I'm supposed to from this injury, and I got all this weight on my shoulder to bring a championship here, and I just don't have what it takes." You know what I mean?
That's
So
why people
it's a lot to think about when it
That's why
comes.
people were saying for him to opt into the Warriors because that way he doesn't have any of the stress.
We
We collect that 31
since the
million.
All-Star break, we know that he wants his money, like
Yeah.
Right.
no matter what. He don't think that he's a 30 million player, so that's why he didn't want to take that opt-in. Plus, he felt like
I feel
Golden State
like
kind of screwed him because
I feel like it's mostly. I don't think it's money wise. I think it's mostly like the doctors fucked him up, and he.
I mean a little bit, but at the same time, he is 30 years old, best player in the world in his prime. You would think that if he didn't feel right, he would just be like, "I'm not playing. Fuck y'all." Like, who's gonna tell him otherwise? You got to go out there. But he felt like for his brothers, he was gonna have to play because after them losing 2 straight, he was like, "Yeah, I gotta play, or they're gonna lose."
I mean, at the same time, with stuff like that, with like tendons and everything, I feel like, you might feel banged up, but if they tell you, it's not that serious, and they're giving you MRIs and all that, and they're telling you, yo, it's not that
obviously you're gonna
serious.
go out there and do that.
Yeah, and it's like, I might hurt, but if they're telling me I'm straight, I'll go out there, and then your shit.
I mean,
collapses.
we've all played sports before. We know how if you have a little bit of knee injury on the left, you're more likely to get hurt the right one, and if you don't have that right resting time, you're gonna get hurt again. Even if it's not the same muscle, same spot, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Especially if you're rushed out, and especially in the finals where you have to give your all. It's not like the regular season where you can just play a little chill, take slow down. No, you gotta give your all. And
Yeah.
when you're playing your all, that's when you get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that Clay injury was crazy though. Like I'm just thinking back to it, it was just like
I felt so bad.
I was running laps around my house. I was like, is that really just happened?
Very
Like,
unfortunate.
like seeing that live, it was just fucking crazy. But KD's coming to the Knicks. I'm almost positive on it. It's
lining up.
Yeah,
Looks like it.
It's too much. Knicks are showing interest in Vince Carter.
That's a good.
Yeah, I saw that.
Better bench
Yeah.
player.
Just I mean, throw him a little too
I
much.
just need him to go.
I'd get a Vince Carter Knicks
Go
jersey.
somewhere else.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I get
I mean,
I will let
he
him
probably
to
won't
retire
get
with the
a lot of
Raptors
minutes.
though. Oh, we kind of nice.
Hmm?
To retire with the
Yeah.
Oh
Raptors.
yeah, go to Raptors.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be cool.
yeah. They should have thrown him on the squad last year.
Is Jeremy Lin a free agent?
Is he? I don't know.
Jeremy Lin, bro.
Insane.
That man.
I think he is because he got traded to the Raptors. I don't know if he got traded with like 2 or 3 years on his deal.
I think so. I think he has.
Did he?
I
He had
think
a
next
good
year
year?
might be his contract year.
Okay.
I'll fact check that later. But yeah, I think next year might be his contract year. Linsanity.
But I need to hop in real quick. For all you fuck ass Miami fans
Oh
and
shit.
fuck ass FSU fans,
Oh, shit.
saying that all these Florida players are not gonna be able to come in because they don't have the grades. Fuck all y'all,
Right.
because they all came. Okay. All right. Good.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Thanks.
All right, Neymar.
Oh yeah. Here you go. Soccer.
I've lost all respect for you, bro. You leave to say you want your own team, right?
So
you go to
basically a Kyrie.
Yeah, it's literally Kyrie. You leave to say you want to make your own legacy. You want to make your own team.
Got paid out the ass.
You got paid literally like damn near illegal money because the dude like pulled strings to make sure you got paid that much. You come to one of the best teams
His
in the
dad
world.
pretty much got $100 million contract too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's just insane
Exactly.
amounts of money.
It doesn't make sense. Like that's like European shit. But you come to PSG with one of the best teams in the world. You got Mbappe becoming one of the best players in the world, winning a fucking World Cup, all that shit. You have like your team is stacked. You don't do as well as you think you should. You choke in the World Cup, become a laughingstock because you just don't know how to stay on your feet.
And then Mbappe is over here hooping.
And Mbappe's out here eating. He's literally eating, like just catching bodies left and right. And you look like an ass.
Catching scandals with little girls.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Almost got sued.
Hey man. Soccer players are wild, bro.
He's just, and like he went to PSG and would not go to games and party, not go to practice and party. It's something about Brazilian players coming to Paris and just loving the life, the nightlife over there, and not staying focused. Literally, the owner of PSG got pissed and was like, "All right,
yeah, we're not doing this shit anymore.
We're not doing this shit anymore. We need Champions League. We're paying all you guys so much money to come here and bring trophies. We're getting all the trophies, but the European one, we need the Champions League trophy here. And if you don't have that mindset, bye-bye, leave."
And instead of
And
manning
that
up,
pissed off Neymar, and he's like, "All right, fuck y'all, then I'm out."
instead of manning up and just literally leading your team, just lead your team. That's all you got to do. Just like be Neymar, be what you said you were gonna be. Instead of doing that, you run back to Daddy Messi to make half the money. Just
That's
for
the
what?
funny part.
Just
That's
to
what I
look like
love
a
the most
bitch.
about that.
Just to look like a bitch. You look like a bitch.
He does.
And Barcelona's not gonna do nothing. I hope you know that. Like
Barcelona's the biggest finesser when it comes to that shit. They're like, "All right, we'll get you back, but we're gonna pay you the same amount of shit," because they knew they had the leverage. We're gonna pay you the same contract you had before you left,
Exactly.
which is so much less than what PSG was paying them. And now he's gonna, but of course now he's back with his best friends Messi and Suarez, and it's crazy because he's now putting out more stuff's getting leaked that he's been wanting to leave. The day he signed with PSG, the day he joined them, he literally came back for one of the birthday, like Messi's kid's birthday party or something, was hanging out with Suarez and Messi, and apparently told him, "Hey, I literally regret this. Like I messed up."
Well,
Since that day. So you've been trying to play with a team for 2 years, and at the same time in the back of your head you're thinking, "Man, I regret this move." Like, come on, dude. Like,
You just and
I've never really been a big fan of
Neymar.
Neymar.
dude,
Like,
but it's crazy because at his best, he's such a fun
like,
player to watch.
Yeah, top 5 player in the world when he's on his shit, but he hasn't been on his shit for a minute.
But he's
2
always
years.
with the drama bullshit and not focused on winning and not focused on playing and practice and getting better. Nah, he's focused on the other shit, the partying, he can't even stay healthy for a year. Like, it's just ridiculous.
And I hope it feels good when your pockets are smaller and Real Madrid runs the table. Real Madrid is about to run the table on y'all. I
They
hope you're
signed a
ready.
whole different team. Shit.
Right.
They drop hell of money.
Real Madrid
Hell
said
of
we're
money.
not playing with y'all no more.
The Warriors. Okay, stop. I'm sorry. The Warriors and Klay Thompson will meet in LA this week. If the Warriors offer a 5-year, $190 million offer, they will both sign. They will both.
Yeah, that's a July 1st deal. That would be like
Yeah.
done. Like,
Julius Randle is expected to receive interest between the Knicks, Nets, and Bulls.
oh shit. Damn.
Chris Paul never requested a trade from the Rockets, but did inform the team that he would understand if they wanted to get a younger player. So
Okay, so that's where it came from.
you already know
What does the
Rockets are.
Julius Randle contract look like? Like 20?
Yeah. He averaged like 21
He's a
and 8
good
last
player,
year.
yeah.
He's decent.
He's been developing really good. Like every year he's becoming
Now he
better.
needs to go to the Nets.
He's
He's a Nets ass player. Like ugly, not a good looking dude. Pretty broke. I mean, he's a solid rebounder. That's the Nets. That's the epitome of the Nets right
What
there.
are the Knicks then?
Pretty niggas, rich.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We win. You know what I mean? Now,
Oh, shit, bro.
look at Melo, bro. Pretty rich. I mean, that's pretty much
You
his
see that
legacy.
video of him working out in the gym?
Yeah, like every fucking
Dude,
summer.
I saw,
Yeah, I
bro,
see him.
I saw that and I'm
That's so
like,
funny.
damn, he literally made all them threes. Why do players go into the 3-point shooting contest and just can't make them? They're the best 3-pointers in the world, like 3-point shooters. And this man was literally wetting all them shits. I was like, damn, he's getting ready. Who's gonna pick him up though?
Bro,
Melo?
what the fuck is
Lakers?
going on?
Knicks?
I think Lakers will throw him.
Bro, but shouldn't he feel safe in them when the Lakers are trying to make the playoff push or try to sneak into the playoffs? They told him, nah, bro, never mind. We're not gonna make it. We don't really need you. We're not gonna give you the $1 million.
At that point,
So at
they
that
were
point-
like, I mean, at that point, it was so much going on with Melo, and they were just like, I feel like they just didn't want to fuck themselves up in cap, and I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean that's obviously what it was. But as Melo, shouldn't you feel like,
Like, damn, y'all ain't want me.
yeah, y'all didn't want me, fuck y'all.
Bro,
But,
yeah.
I
If he
mean-
does come back to the Knicks, that would be crazy.
Yeah,
If we
why
sign
not?
KD, throwing a little money his way,
Why not?
Melo come back.
You already
I don't think Melo is going to want to come off the bench, though. That's the thing.
That's
He's
his
gonna
damn
start.
problem.
He's gonna have to.
He's
want
going to have to come off the
Yeah,
bench,
you
bro.
gotta
But
figure
he's
it out,
not going
bro.
to accept that shit.
Figure it
That's
out,
the
my
thing.
guy.
So,
Well, that's the thing. If he gets his body right, start the season, first 20 games, don't start him. Come off the bench, and if he's hooping shit,
Yeah.
implement him into the starting lineup. Fuck
Yeah.
it.
All right, now more news.
Go.
So Kemba Walker, potential free agency destinations are in this order: Boston, Charlotte, Dallas. He will also meet with the Lakers. and the Knicks.
Bro, Dallas would be nasty.
Dallas?
That's a big.
Why you like White Man City so much? Like, literally, Charlotte.
Mark
Charlotte's
Cuban,
not really
he gets the
good.
meetings right.
Char-
Yeah, you are right.
Well, Charlotte's
Charlotte.
gonna pay what no other team can pay.
That's true. Boston.
Boston definitely.
racist city, boy.
Yeah,
that's
Boston.
yeah.
Dallas.
Boston's a no
I
one.
never went to Dallas. I don't know. any of
They
them.
have good ass meetings too, because they bring on all them championships. They got Danny
Fuck
Ainge,
Boston, bro.
and they're like, "Yo, let's win."
I hate Boston with a passion.
I
Anyway,
know.
Boston and the Heat are teams that no matter what, no matter who they have on their team, they'll always have great meetings with those
Yeah,
players.
actually,
Always
very
have great meetings.
damn, you did that. And then more news.
What
So the Wolves approached the Nets about a potential sign and trade deal with D'Angelo Russell, centered around Andrew Wiggins.
They want to get Wiggins the
No, they
out of
they
there.
want that contract.
Oh, that's something.
But yeah, Wiggins, I don't know, man. He has potential, but I just feel he doesn't really care about basketball.
But he's not playing to his contract though, not even close.
Yeah.
I think they just threw too much money at him too early, and he was like, man.
Bro,
Fuck this.
Jimmy
Man.
Butler fucked with his clout too when he
Yeah.
tipped out on them boys.
It's
I
like,
said, man, y'all trash. I'm out of
He
here.
called them boys trash and
you
left.
beat him, bro. He beat him with the BT. Just imagine Jimmy walking into the practice room. He's like, man, I'm gonna beat all y'all with the bench. Y'all sorry.
And then he does it and
Carl
walks the
Towns
fuck
like,
out.
no, bro, you're not gonna do that to us. And Andrew Wiggins like, hell nah. Dust him. Go straight to the coach. Fuck you. I'm out of here. I'm going to the Sixers. That's crazy, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Yeah.
I'm pissed. I wanted him, but you're asking a lot.
Well,
of money.
you heard why he went to Spain, right? So what
Who are you
happened
guys talking about?
with Joe Felix? Joe
Felix.
Felix just signed a big $120 million euro deal with Atletico Madrid.
The kid's 19.
19-year-old,
Bro, come
super,
on, bro.
super high ceiling. And the reason why he signed with Spain, because they call him the Godfather. His agent literally finessed that shit. So he couldn't go to a team on England because they have rules where he couldn't take as much as a contract. So in England, if you sign with a team in England, you can only take 5% as the agent of their contract. Since he signed him with a Spanish team in the La Liga, he was able to take 30% of that $120 million euro contract. 30%. That's like 30 mil, like 36 mil, something like that.
What the hell?
So yeah, this guy's insane. His agent, just a big finesser. He's an agent for a lot of the footballers. They call him the Godfather of this shit.
Wow.
He literally finesses all
Damn,
these
bro.
players.
Really look into doing that shit, boy. Wow.
But he's really good at negotiating contracts. So that's why he didn't end up going with Man City. Because when you play the player and you want him to come to a team, you still got to sit at a table with the agent and the player
Right.
and negotiate the shit. And he was like, nah,
They were asking.
don't
But
come here.
Atletico, didn't they get like some crazy fucking buyout contract too? It's like something.
His buyout?
His buyout's
Yeah, his
ridiculous.
buyout's gonna be insane because he's 19 years old. So if you put his buyout at 150, and in 3 years he's a super good team, they're gonna pay that 150 like nothing because he was originally bought for 120. So of course his buyout's gonna be super high. Probably what was it, like 250, 300 mil, something crazy.
Something crazy, bro.
Yeah,
But just think about this, bro.
that shit's all business.
This dude's 19,
Straight out of high school.
making $500K a week, bro.
Yeah, eating.
Bro.
Really?
Like you just wake up, play
like-
soccer.
That
For
means
500K.
Griezmann's gone, and since Neymar is not gonna be paid what PSG was paying him at Barcelona,
Where did Griezmann go?
it hasn't
toss-up.
been told yet.
Come to Chelsea.
He's been negotiating with a bunch of different teams. It's
I thought
it's
it
not
was
known yet.
Barcelona.
He wants to go to Barcelona. He has already talked
But
to
now they
Messi.
have Neymar.
Yeah, but Messi put out a statement where he was like, "I want Neymar over Griezmann." But now Neymar is gonna probably end up with Barcelona with lower wages. So now maybe they can get Griezmann and Neymar. But they first got to sell Coutinho because they're paying him a lot of money. So if they get, yeah, he is.
He's ass.
Especially he's the Wiggins of Barcelona right now. That out. So because of what they're paying him, they need to get Coutinho out. Otherwise, they might not be able to play in Champions League.
Soccer money is just.
It's so crazy.
It's crazy,
Because
bro.
the thing is, like, think about it
There's
though.
no cap out there.
The owner of PSG is the owner of beIN Sports.
Yeah.
So the nigga is
Those
literally,
Dubai guys.
he broadcasts his own team, then takes the money his team earns to buy players for his team so they can broadcast on his network, and he makes money off the network to put back into the team.
It's just, yeah.
You can't
I mean,
stop
that's
that.
that's
Can't
what
stop
Man
that
City
shit.
became who they are because the guys in Arab, they own like oil plants or just some random shit. They find a hole and it's
SimCity on cheat code, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's-
If they do that shit, like, just imagine
but now
American sports with no cap, bro.
so FIFA's tightening up on it now because now they have the fair play rules. So right now, Man City's got to argue in court that they can still, or they'll have to sell some players so that they can still qualify and be able to play in Champions League.
yeah.
Right,
So the same thing will happen with Barcelona if they end up getting Neymar and Griezmann and keep Coutinho. Like, but you can't just keep all the best players. You gotta get rid of one to be able to pay the other one and still be considered fair play.
Some rules, finally. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just
But all that shit's rigged regardless.
yeah.
'Cause
it's a
Real Madrid and PSG and Barcelona will go into court and they'll pay whatever the fuck said they still because FIFA at the end of the day they need these teams in Champions League
right.
because
Bro.
that's what brings the most money in. So.
But
I bet this Champions League was like one of the lowest viewed like finals in the
Oh,
time for them.
easily. The game was trash.
Yeah.
I told them that, like,
the game was
English,
garbage.
when England plays against English teams, like, when they play, like, it's just not that exciting. I've watched, especially in those big games like that, it's just, they played each other 4, 5, 6 times at that point. So they play so tactically, they play so defensively. it's not that big.
Spurs Man City was cool to watch, though. Spurs Man City when fucking it was like 4 or 5 goals scored.
Yeah,
like,
that's 2 games.
Yeah, no,
that's
it's
2 games.
Yeah,
so
sure,
it makes it more exciting because you put the goals of both games and you add them up and see who qualified. But in a final, teams play so tactically, just like when Real Madrid played Atletico Madrid in a few years back in 2013. Like the game was 1-0 to the 90th, and then they tied it up. And luckily, that's what brought extras, and that's what Real Madrid made them win because then they scored more goals. But just like the Tottenham Liverpool game, it was like 1-0 all the way to the 85th minute. Like, those aren't exciting games to me. Finals, like you want it to be exciting.
Of course, yeah. I see what you mean. But,
I don't know, man. I'm still stuck at $500K a week, bro.
$500K a week, and that's what? How many thousand a day?
Neymar and Mbappe, they broke the market.
$500K.
It's broken.
They're getting paid more than a doctor a year.
In a week.
Oh my God.
That's 71 grand a day.
That is stupid money, bro.
Yeah.
71?
71
Damn,
grand.
they get paid as much as my parents, bro.
28.57.
Yeah.
So what a nurse makes.
When those players sign those contracts, they break it down like when he's sleeping, the 6 hours that he sleeps at night, he's making more money than I would make all year. Like those memes you see.
Per hour $3,000.
Oh, fuck it.
Per hour $3,000
per hour to just breathe. Yeah.
Bro, and he eats lunch and he's like, oh well, I'm $3,000 richer. Like that's crazy.
Bro, that shit's no joke though. Those motherfuckers play year out.
They do.
Year out.
But like, you play one game a week. You train, you go home, and you have fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. But sometimes it's two a week if you're in the middle of a tournament. Because in England, there's 3 different tournaments.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
Plus Champions League, plus the league games. You know,
it's crazy.
Can you imagine if that's how it was in the NFL, where it's like 60 games a year,
and you're traveling the world like constantly, you're always on a plane.
They're not with their family. None of that shit.
All right, man. But now some closing stuff. Anything you want to say, Greg?
Right now, no. I just want to see how this KD situation plays out.
Yes, sir.
Because I love hearing Jamari talk about it. So I'm just being patient right now and kind of just like cruising through. But when football season comes, I'm cooking.
Tuned in,
boy.
It's tuned into my Twitter because if it happens before the next episode comes out.
1 month, one more full month until football season.
Oh my God.
So get through July, we're here.
Please, bro.
Greg is here, so.
I can't wait. I don't know what the hell I'm going to be doing for the Miami game, but I can't wait.
Oh, man. We got to do something. We got to figure out, like, 3 to 4 weeks before it happens, we got to figure out what we're going to do. Because I would love all of us to watch the game together. If we're not going to go to Orlando and tailgate, let's go link up at somebody's house and watch the game.
Yeah,
if not,
definitely.
Because I mean, the tickets are gonna be stupid. Like no one wants to pay $200 to $300.
No, listen, I was looking up on the website. Like the nosebleeds are like $250.
Yeah, fuck that, bro.
I'm good on that.
They're finessing. It's
It's
the ticket scalpers that are finessing too, bro.
And
They
it's
did
gonna be
that shit.
super hot, and probably gonna be fights breaking out.
There's gonna be fights there.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna
tailgating
be
might be
fights,
cool
bro.
if y'all up for tailgating. Shit, we might be
I'm
able to
tailgate,
do
but I
that.
tailgate to go to.
And Orlando's a 2-hour drive. I mean, someone can be the DD. Everybody else
You got
get fucked up.
tolls, and you got to drive back the same day, or you buy.
That's what I'm saying. Someone can be DD. Someone can pull it out. Everybody else get fucked up. Watch the game. Hopefully nobody gets in fights.
We just need to find a damn tailgate.
I don't know Miami fan. Nigga.
Yo,
they got
Seabass.
knives.
Seabass truck's got the plug. His truck's.
Seabass ain't gonna watch no bitch ass Miami.
He
Florida
might
game.
want a
He's a
tailgate.
Florida State fan.
He's the one that said like I'm ready for the tailgates. I got the plug in the back of the truck.
Okay, I didn't hear shit from him.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we definitely will have to figure it out.
We're gonna do something.
I'm gonna try to get my Hurricanes jersey by the time.
Go Gators, by the way.
Go Gators, man.
Yes,
Other than that,
Let
man.
me let me put in a real quick. Two big international soccer tournaments going on right now. Copa America. It's just right now the best teams looking like Uruguay, Colombia, Argentina. That midfield is shaky. They're actually struggling. Brazil hasn't played like Brazil typically does. We'll see what happens in heading towards the knockout stages. Copa Oro, Gold Cup. Right now it's always a two horse race. Mexico, USA, those are the 2 teams that it's looking like are end up playing in the finals. They've been dominating. A lot of the other smaller teams have been doing okay, but I don't think they'll have enough to.
Like Martinique or whatever it was.
Yeah, they're ones that have been out of nowhere playing decent. Freaking El Salvador passed, but at the end of the day, I think it'll be USA versus Mexico, just like most of the time it is. And the Women's World Cup, oh man, that France-USA game is going to be a hell of a game. That's going to be Friday. We'll have to probably talk about that whenever.
Yeah, that should be a good game.
That,
everybody wants
that's the one that
USA to
everybody's
lose.
been talking about.
Everybody wants USA to lose, so we'll see.
I'm from America, but whenever it comes to women's soccer, I don't know why I just don't like USA.
I vote with the USA
whatever it is-
women's team. I don't vote with USA men's team.
But the women's team, they to me it feels like they're the Golden State of the World Cups every single time. Like they're always hyped up. They're always have the best players, and at times they just don't pull through, or they won't play good, and they just barely get squeaked by, just like the Spain game, where they need something in their favor to help them. I think France and USA are both favorites to win it, so I think that right there should be part of the final. Like,
There are also African games, the African Cup going on. I don't know how the hell to
That's
watch
gonna
the damn
start.
games, but apparently the game's been good, so I'll have to figure it
We
out.
definitely have to check those out too, yeah.
But other than that, man, thanks for tuning in. Definitely
Yes.
follow us on Twitter, on Sports Talk 3x2. Follow us on IG, 3x2 Sports Talk. Subscribe and like. Like, you just gotta like the damn video. Just hit like and subscribe, bro.
It's super easy.
If you made it to the end, like you already dedicated about an hour and a half anyway. So like,
If you don't want to watch the video, just scroll up. Give us a minute.
Help us
Like
grow.
and subscribe, bro. That's all you gotta do. It's
Help
really,
us grow.
Hey,
that's-
bitch.
That's it. But other than that,
I know you want to subscribe, bitch.
have a good week.
You real cute behind that screen.
Stay safe.
God damn it.
Mixtape coming out soon.
Yeah,